I thank the noble Lord, Lord Hunt of King's Heath, for his motion and express the Green Group's strong support for it. And regret is really the right word to be using when we're talking about policy around care home and funding. Indeed, it's rather like that rotten onion that you find at the bottom of the sack, neglected, and when you peel it back, the centre is rotten and the tears are flowing. Because this is a great gaping hole of unmet need and human suffering. And I'm picking up here on points made earlier by the noble lady Baroness Tyler of Enfield and the noble Lord, Lord Sheikh, about the 84% of care homes privately owned and what you find when you peel back the layers of that. Now, I first got interested in these issues in 2016, where I read a brilliant report for the Centre for Research into Economic and Sociocultural Change that was titled, Where Does the Money Go? Financialised Change and the Crisis of Care Homes. And that exposed, really, for the first time to full public view, the way in which large numbers of care homes were being owned by offshore-based companies with complex financial structures, extracting 12% or even more annually in effective profits, however it was structured, while ensuring little or no tax was paid and loading the companies up with debt. All of that to provide care of a sort for our most vulnerable and often frail citizens, while the work was being done by lowly paid, often insecurely employed staff treated with scant respect. But I think it's worth peeling into the onion and looking back to where this started, which is the 1980s. Up until then, the UK had been a world leader in provision of care, particularly for older people. But the NHS started to withdraw from that, leaving it to increasingly charitable and then for-profit providers. Some of the move, of course, had good intentions to allow people to live in the community, but the effect was a massive privatisation. The number of private residential homes rose from 44,000 in 1982 to 164,000 in 1994, almost quadrupling in little more than a decade. This was a shifting of the costs of ill health and frailty onto individuals. So now we've got coronavirus, and again we've got the care home owners saying that they can't afford to pay the costs. I would like to ask the Minister, is he looking, the noble Lord, is he looking into what's happening, of where the money's going now? Is 12% still be taken out? Is the government looking for an entirely new, different, non-privatised, non-financialised structure? And I want to finish by quoting David Lloyd George, who said, "How we treat our old people is a crucial test of our national quality." We're failing the Lloyd George test for our elders and many other vulnerable citizens very badly.